Tell us who you are.
My name is Edward Mbogo. Basically a graphic designer, and we are the ones who run MyRide Kenya.
So, when did you first think about MyRide Kenya?
MyRide Kenya came up from a hackathon, which was a competition that was held by the British Council to basically get people to develop ways of displaying digital art in terms of getting Kenyan culture preserved. So it came up through the competition. We were actually just sticking on displaying pictures using the app and all that, and then it came to go from there. So it's initially called Kijicho, and then after developing it for some time, then we rebranded the app to MyRide Kenya.
So tell me how MyRide Kenya works.
MyRide Kenya works. It's a very simple app. What you do is once you download it, you'll get to see feed that people are posting from different vehicles. So whenever you're in a Matatu or any PSV, all you need to do is enter the license plate number of the Matatu. Then you can post social, which is anything that you want about the Matatu. That maybe people post about graffiti in the Matatu, how the music is, or the experience that they're having inside the Matatu. In case you will want to report something to the owner or the circle managing the Matatu, there's a button written owner. So once you place it there, it tags the owner, and they get to see it with a highlight. So in case you are reporting maybe the driver is going too fast or the conductor is rude and stuff like that. And then so there's a critical part where in case you've been a witness maybe in an accident or your vehicle has been involved in an accident, the moment you post under critical, it gets tagged to the NTSA and the Red Cross, who are able also to attend to that situation. So you can post photos, audio and video, and also rate the Matatu you're in.
So it's like a Twitter for Matatu. So when did you officially launch?
We've not really done an official launch yet, but we pretty much, I can say a soft launch. We did it last year, around August, when we had now developed the previous version that we had, because we now have a little bit more, a newer one. So that's when we launched it. We just actually did it local to our friends, sent out the link to our friends to try it out, and put a few posters, did some social media campaign, and then we got good feedback. People downloaded, gave us feedback about it, and basically started using it and still use it up to now.
So explain to us a bit about your business model.
Our business model is simple. It became simpler once the NTSA decided to put or group all Matatus into circles. So now we have around 600 circles, which all house different numbers of Matatus, some between 100 to 1,000 Matatus. So each circle has a different number of Matatus. So once they grouped them, it made even our work easier in terms of coming up with a business model. So what happens is when you're using MyRide Kenya, users, everyone becomes a user, so you can post anything, but now the circle itself will want to know what a guy is saying about our brand or our buses or our Matatus. So for instance, when I'm in this particular circle and I've posted something, the circle users get a back end where they can be able to view all the comments or all the posts that have been done about their particular buses, and they can respond to them. And they can also just maybe save that information or just view it from their dashboard also for their own record keeping. So with that, we came up with a way whereby we charge them to give them the back end, which also the NTSA is implementing, where they'll be required to pay some amount to file their quarterly report for how they've handled customer feedback. So we charge them to do that, and also we charge them a small amount to do the license plate posters inside their buses as well. Pretty much that's the model we are using for now. And as time goes by, we also came up with a way where they'll be paying to use the app maybe a daily amount of minimal amount of even 10 shillings for each matatu per day to be able to get access to the feedback and all that. So each matatu basically pays for itself. Yeah. So like if they pay like around, it's pretty much 300 bob in a month for each matatu, which the matatu can basically pay that. Yeah. So that's the model we are also looking at, besides now working with the circle.
So the app does run on Android. Are you planning to expand to iOS?
Yeah, actually we also have a Windows version we are working on, so we'll have it on Windows and iOS. And besides that, we also have an SMS part of it that is working as well.
So what you're trying to do is basically link technology to explain or to understand the Matatu culture in the country. So what's your view on the Matatu culture in Kenya?
The Matatu culture in Kenya, I can say it's basically here to stay, and it's been developing as time goes by. So initially my ride was to help preserve that, or when it was called Kijicho, but it ended up evolving to like a road safety platform as well, because the moment someone has the MyRide app and also the Matatu has the license plate numbers inside, that actually triggers the conductor and the driver to behave, because they know they can be reported anytime, because people have their information, so they can easily report them. So that in itself already reduces chances of them doing reckless driving to some extent. So that sorts of brings about an environment where someone feels safe, comfortable and fun whenever they're in a matatu. Yeah. So in terms of the matatu culture, people want exciting matatus. They don't want just sit in a boring, kawaida looking bus. So they just want to see nice graffiti, screens showing music videos and stuff, listen to music and stuff like that. So we have like so many matatus given like nice design, people doing graffiti inside and stuff like that, and that's what people appreciate. People earn a living from that, so if it's stopped, then it's basically taking away their livelihood, which the president himself made a statement about. So and he made it like legal to have graffiti on your matatu, as long as it's not maybe a provocative message or anything. So yeah, I think matatu culture is, it's good, something unique for Nairobi and Kenya as a whole. So yeah, it should be preserved.
So all this information that is displayed on the platform by people who are using the platforms, this is very important information, which means you are able to generate reports, you are able to synthesize information, which can be very important to providing industry knowledge or proving that the industry is heading to a certain aspect. Are you planning to leverage on that?
Yeah, sure, we'll be leveraging on that, and the information is already being used at the moment, and we also have other people who are also interested in getting that kind of data. So yeah, it will also be part of our revenue model. Like I said, we can also use it to generate some extra revenue, because it's useful information in terms of mapping, and just basically in the transport sector in Nairobi particularly, now that we have issues with traffic jams and stuff like that. To some extent the information will be useful to do a couple of things, and in terms of research also.
So 5 years ahead, what's the strategy?
5 years from now, we are looking forward to taking over Africa, because most African countries also have pretty much the same public transport model. So we're planning to just go step by step, take over Nairobi and Kenya first, then start expanding to East Africa. Now that East Africa is becoming one region, maybe pretty much no restrictions and stuff, so it will be easier to also get over to East African countries. Then from there we can take over the rest of Africa and pretty much the world. As we continue developing, we are open to new ideas and innovations which we can integrate as well to make it work as relevantly as possible.
All right, and finally, your message to Kenyans who use the app and you would want for them to use the app.
Well, for me, I'll just like to tell them to download the app. It's available on the Play Store for free. Just go to the Play Store and download MyRide Kenya. Or you can, we'll be launching the other platform soon. You can also visit our site or Twitter page and get more information. And the thing is, we're encouraging people to post anything about the Matatu you're in. You never know, you'll need that information at some point to maybe trace a Matatu you left your handbag in, or you lost your phone in, or it can be anything, or you witnessed something when you're in that Matatu and something of that sort. So pretty much, just keep posting. You'll not only make the ride safe, we also try as much as possible to make it comfortable and fun. You're in a Matatu, you need to talk to someone. Then MyRide is a platform to use. I didn't tell you about this, but we have a lot of guys chatting anonymously. Like I'm in a Matatu and I see someone that I just need to talk to someone. I'm on my phone. It's a stranger. For the guys, most of the time they see a nice chick, they want to talk to her. They just post something on MyRide. She responds. It becomes a conversation. You don't even know the person, but you're in a mat and you're just chatting. So it also gives people a chance to converse and talk about it. Also, it's a voice for them to in case there's a complaint. Sometimes the conductor has mistreated you, or he is talking rudely and stuff. If you're one person, you can't do pretty much, because maybe he'll be rude and all that. But if everyone is complaining and posting about it, the circle gets to know there's a problem, particularly in that Matatu, and they get to act on it.
Thanks for joining us.